Well, good Sunday morning. That's right, it's Sunday. And what a beautiful day outside. Come outside just a minute ago and man, it is gorgeous out here. The weather's perfect. It's not too hot. The sun's out. There's a slight breeze. Man, you can't ask for a much better day than this. And I'm going to enjoy it and try to get some things done. Because as we know, about a month from now, a month and a half, 2 months maybe, the most, we won't be out here enjoying this beautiful weather. It's a great day to be alive. So we're going to start off this week with a little journey. Let me back up a little bit and let you know that, as I stated the other day, we were not doing anything business related last week. We had to take a trip to Florida to help out a family member, kind of an emergency deal. We got back from there late Thursday evening, Thursday night, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, whatever that is. And Friday I spent all day, most of the day, shipping parts that sold while we were gone. Got that taken care of. And then yesterday, this is where the journey began. So this is a barn find in a way. And I'll go over the car again a little better here later in the video. Didn't know this car existed. I mean, I didn't know the car was here where it was. A guy I know, he messaged me. It's probably been a little over a month ago that this car was sitting where it was. So my wife and I took off that day and went over, and it was at an auction house. And the story was the car was part of an estate, so they were waiting on title, keys, etc. Before they auctioned it. So it came up last night, finally. It took about a month or so for that to get all done. And so we went over and looked around the car. I already looked at the car and I knew the car was a good candidate to put in here and make it a project and get it back on the road, because I think it's too nice to not be on the road. Now, there's going to be some things that come along, like if the engine's froze up, I don't really think I want to do an engine swap. I'll probably part it and move on. But my guess is that this car was parked because the person was unable to drive any longer. So it was parked a long time ago. We'll go over all that more as we get more on the car. We got to go pick it up. There's no keys, so we have to take a steering column with us. And the little Milwaukee air compressor, I was contemplating taking some wheels and tires because all the tires are flat. But if we're just getting it on the trailer, then it'll be fine. Once it's on the trailer, it's easier to change the wheels and tires. I don't know. I'm going to talk to my buddy. So unfortunately, my truck is not done yet. So thankfully, my buddy that you've seen in the videos a few times, he's got his dad's truck because he has his own personal truck is broke. He's having issues, but he's got a little Dakota, so it wouldn't have worked anyways. His dad's got a 3/4 ton that we're going to use to go get this car. It's only 20 minutes away. It's not terribly far. So we're going to go take care of that. I'm waiting on him to get here now. Meanwhile, I'm going to start gathering things up. But let's talk a little bit about what's been done, what we did get done before we left that I didn't video. So I don't know if I videoed or not. I apologize, but we got the black Dakota in. This is the 89 convertible. This is the one that I want to get back on the road. And we started taking the fender off. We got the hood off. I don't think we needed to take the hood off, but that's okay, because I gotta, that'll give me the opportunity to clean all this out, remove this plastic cowl here, and get in there and just clean all that out. And I think the wiper bushings are bad, so I can just go ahead and change all that. So it just gives us more room. So anyways, we got all that done. I got new plugs, cap, rotor, plug wires for it that needs to go on. The truck runs actually really well. It's got a miss, but one of the plug wires is completely missing, so it's running on 5 cylinders. Explainable on the miss. I've got to order new belts, and then I talked already about the fuel leak, so we got to take care of that. Haven't done anything with this truck, but you may notice if you pay attention to the videos, there's a little bit more room here in this general vicinity between the two trucks. We had a customer come Friday, the day after we got back from Florida, and bought the engine out of the maroon Turbo Daytona. That's going in a beautiful 86 Chrysler Laser. So that freed up some space. My buddy's pulling up now, so we're going to go ahead and get the trailer ready. And we'll go back. We'll get that car. And when I get back, I'll talk more. Well, I'm an idiot. Well, so it's Monday night, and I just did all of what I'm about to redo. But my dumb butt didn't realize that I didn't have the video turned on. Yay. So now I get to go back out in the rain and do this all over again. But I talked a little bit in the video, at the beginning of the video, about a barn find car. We didn't find it in the barn, but the story was it was in a barn or some kind of building. And it was an estate. And they were, the people that were in charge of the estate were actually going to scrap this car. So the auctioneer that was doing the estate was like, no, let's have it towed to our auction, and we'll run it through the auction. So that's a good thing, because this car got saved, as we have discussed before, as I've talked about before many times in these videos. Even though we have people that don't like what we do by parting these cars out, a car like this would have went straight across the scale. The scrapyard would have taken the wheels off of it because they're aluminum, cut the cat off of it, maybe yank the radiator. I don't know if they do that or not. Depends on the yard, I guess. And then it would have been a pancake, and all this entire car would have been gone. So even if we was going to part it, which as of making this video, that is not the plan, it still has several good parts. So the plan is to put it back on the road, to get it back running, driving, and find it a new home. The car is nice enough, that it would make somebody a nice summer cruiser. It's not a show car, but it's really not that bad for an Ohio car that is, I don't know how old, 88, whatever that comes up to be. So let's go look at it real quick. It's raining here, of course. I've been in the garage all evening. It's almost 7 o'clock at night, so it's starting to get dark. And I'm hungry and I'm tired. So 88 Lebaron Convertible. This has got the 2.2 turbo in it. It's got the eggshell wheels. The only rust that we found was this passenger side rocker, and it's 4 inches long. There's a door ding. That ain't nothing. But the car, I can't get the doors open all the way because my fenders won't clear. But the car is actually surprisingly in good shape. The seats aren't tore up. Nothing's really tore up. There's been mice in here, but I don't think they really got to anything. The top's in very nice shape. It's got a little bit of coming apart right here, but that's very minor. That's more decorative. But the top itself is actually really nice. I think it'll clean up. There's no keys with the car, but that's okay. We got other columns with keys, so that's easy enough to come up with. But the car was parked in 01 or 02, and the story was the lady that owned it, race car going by, but the lady that owned it couldn't drive anymore, so they parked it in the building, barn, whatever it was in, and it sat. So it was probably a running, driving car in 02. So there's Mama Cat. You want to say hi, Mama Cat? Say hello. It's raining, yucky out. So anyways, right now we haven't put anything on the engine to check to see if it cranks, but this is going to be a spring project. Late winter, early spring, we'll get it out. Hopefully, and get working on it. For now, I'm going to put it away. It's already, I've already got enough projects. I've got this and the Horizon yet that I still have to finish, and then of course our Dakota Convertible. I've got to get the building cleaned out so I can get the Lebaron and the shadow put back. I have a lot to do. A lot going on here in the next month or so. On top of doing all that, I also still have to go get one more car that's 3 hours away. And then I still have to make a trip to Grand Rapids, which is about 5 hours away. So I still have my truck back. I'm currently driving an Audi. I've never driven an Audi. It's a nice car, but doesn't do it for me. I need a truck. So hopefully I can get my truck back. I don't know when, sometime soon. So what have I been doing today? Shipped parts when I got home, and then came out and I got the passenger door and fender off of the parts Dakota. I had one bolt down here at the bottom that was stripped and fighting, and I finally succeeded, but it's still stuck in the fender. It actually was rusty enough down below there that the head of the bolt popped through. So I'll have to get that bolt out, but that's okay. We'll get that another time. The damaged door and fender on the black truck are already off. Those were the first things I did. And then I got the blue door hanging. It's bolted, but everything's loose still because we've got to adjust it and do all that. I'm waiting on my buddy the next time he's available to come over and help me do that so that we can get the door shut and opening properly. And then I was putting these wires through back inside this door, and I noticed this wire has come out of this plug. So I've got to take this apart and fix that. And then before we put all the fender and stuff back on, I'm going to get the shop back, get the shop back out and clean all this stuff up, vacuum all of this junk out of here as much as I can down in here. Just because now's the time. And I think I've already said it, but I've got the tune-up for this already. I've got to order belts and hoses. I don't know if I'll worry about that right now. I still got to get the alternator pulley off of the parts truck so that I can put it back on the black one to make it the correct pulley on the alternator, because it should be a dual V-rib belt, whereas the alternator that's on the black truck for some reason is a multi-rib. Just one nut, pops it off, pops it back on. So it shouldn't be that difficult. But what else? I spent money on the black truck. We got a brand new top and hardware, etc. coming for it. I don't know if it'll be here before it gets cold out. We'll play that by ear. Hopefully, when it gets here, we can have 2 or 3 days where it's fairly warm enough. Maybe sunny enough that we can get it outside so that we can get the top put on. I've never done a convertible top, but my buddy thinks we can do it, so we're going to try to get it done. But anyways, I'm calling it a night tonight. I got one more thing that I got to ship. I shipped this bracket or latch for the convertible top for these. The gentleman bought it right before we left for our Florida trip, and I shipped it, I think, either the day of or the day before we left, and I was in a hurry, and it's my fault 100%, but I shipped him the wrong side. So he was okay, with it. He wasn't rude, thankfully. I'm going to ship this tonight so it can be on its way to him, and then he's going to ship the incorrect one back to us, so we're not, we at least have that back. So anyways, go in the house, call it a night. I'm tired, I'm dirty, I need a shower, need to eat, and ship this part. So we will, hopefully we'll catch you tomorrow. So stay warm, stay dry. Yucky out here tonight. It's supposed to be like this, I think, again tomorrow. But again, it's Ohio, so it ain't snowing yet. So, but that's coming. All right, we'll catch you later. All right, it's Wednesday, and skipped Tuesday. Worked out here, but didn't do a video. Just worked, basically. It was raining and crappy out most of the night. It's supposed to rain again. It's been raining most of the day today. It's supposed to rain again here in a little bit. Sometime tonight. But whatever. We're in the garage, so it's not a big deal. What did I get done last night? Didn't really make any progress with the door. My buddy's supposed to come over tonight, and we're going to try to get this door aligned. I did haphazardly fix this wire. If you've never taken one of these apart, it's kind of a nightmare to get it back together. So let me show you on the parts truck. how this is laid out. So these, I just dropped it. All these little wires, see the brass ends, they go into them grooves. So you have to lay the proper wire into this groove, hold all of that in there, and then lock this down. It's got little snaps on the side that locks it into place. Kind of a pain in the butt with it hanging like this. I'm sure if it's on a bench, you know, laying flat and new, it probably wasn't that big of a deal. But now, after, you know, all these years, 36 years, the wires have gotten stiff, and obviously it's hanging. So we're going to work on getting that shoved back in. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a hole in there that all sits in. So last night I worked on, I got the plugs changed, the cap and the rotor changed, and I had bought a set of plug wires offline, and I opened the box, and there's supposed to be 7 total wires, so 6, 1 for each cylinder, and then the coil wire, and there was only 3, and one of those 3 was used. So they're getting shipped back, and I got to reorder another set of plug wires for this thing. But the plugs, cap, and rotor are done. Just ordered, actually I think I just ordered plug wires today. Anyways, I don't remember. I ordered the belts. Didn't order hoses because they're really not that bad. Air filter, and I might have ordered plug wires. I can't remember. So anyways, they're going to get shipped. They'll be here, I don't know, probably next first of the week or something. So tonight's plan, probably won't mess with this as much. Oh, I also cleaned out all of this. This was clear full of junk. You can see a lot of it laying there, and then the rest of it's inside the shop vac. So this is turning into potentially where it's going to end the week being very busy. Tonight we're going to work on this truck. I'm going to work on getting some more parts off the parts truck because I have somebody that needs some parts. So I'm going to work on getting them pulled. And then tomorrow's Thursday. We're scheduled as of right now to go into another closed dealership and hopefully find some NOS parts. So we're going to go look and see what we can find and see what the prices are. Obviously, as being a reseller, we can't pay wholesale or retail pricing for it. So luckily it's close enough. If nothing works out, it is what it is. Friday, I thought I had somebody supposed to come Friday. I don't remember now. I maybe Friday, I don't. Saturday morning, I've got 2 gentlemen supposed to be here Saturday. One for a set of Lebaron GTC wheels. Those are already paid, so we just got to get him here to get them picked up. And then the front radiator support that you saw in one of my previous videos, that gentleman's coming down, supposed to be here Saturday morning to get that piece, and then a little heat shield thing he needed. So that hopefully will take care of that. Then Sunday, I'm probably going to end up working on our house. I'm going to have some things that I got to do to it. And then Monday, supposed to have somebody come here for the doors off of the Maroon 85 Daytona. He actually has the identical car, but his doors are completely rotted. So the doors that we have are better than what he has. And then he doesn't really have to paint a whole lot. And then after that, I don't know. I'm hoping to get the truck back sometime soon. So I can get started on getting things moved around before winter gets here. So anyways, right now, I'm not going to ramble all night. And I'm going to move all this junk out of the way. And I've got to work on getting that sill plate off. The driver's sill plate off. And then I had somebody message us on eBay in regards, I think, to the top latches. I think that's what they wanted. But anyway, just start working on getting this part, this truck closer to being ready to be cut up and gone. So let's get busy. All right, so let's see if I can prop this up here. Yeah. Anyways, it is Thursday evening. I'll go over some other day what all I did last night. Tonight, we are trying to get ready to go here. We're heading over to a closed Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, I think Jeep dealership. See what all they've got parts wise. I don't know how long ago they closed. I'll try to get some more information after we get there. But meanwhile, I'm going to pick up my buddy, and we're going to head over there and see what we can get into. So it's Friday. I got home late last night. I didn't even unload the car. I'm about to do that now. It was kind of a bust. I think that this particular place had been, selling parts for some time before we got there, which is fine. Not upset at all. We did find some things. Some cool advertising. Although it's not in the greatest of shape, it's all right. It's still neat. It's stuff that otherwise would have ended up in the landfill. And then we did get some parts. So I'm going to bring it all out, show you what we got. All right, so like I said, some of this stuff is dirty. It wasn't stored in the greatest environment, but that's what happens. These dealerships, and I understand. So each year, each new model year, the manufacturer, requires them to buy, or display pictures and whatnot. So just the fact that this stuff, the owners of the dealership were diligent enough to at least keep this stuff, because the reason that a lot of this stuff is hard to find is because once the model year was over and they got the next model year stuff out to display, it was gone. They threw it away, and because it was no good to them anymore. So I'm glad they kept this stuff. It's going to get a good home here. Again, some of it's not in the greatest shape, but something is better than nothing. So we'll start with the parts. So a lot of these parts came from a semi-trailer, box truck, and unfortunately the critters had gotten in there and they destroyed a lot of the paper, cardboard type stuff. But the parts are still good, and these are all NOS, brand new, never been put on a car from what I can tell. Some of it may be used. I haven't dug through it. As I was pulling things out, I was just laying them off to the side, and I'll take this and made a pile. So what do we get? This is a two-door Charger, and I'm going to guess this is actually probably used. Passenger side mirror, and my guess is that the glass itself is probably loose. I don't know. I haven't. It might be NOS because that doesn't look like it's been attached, but that bracket looks like it has. So I don't know. I will sell that as used. We got, I believe, this is an 84 through 86 Daytona mirror. Unfortunately, it looks like the lens, the glass part is cracked, but still, all three mounting studs are there. I think you can replace just the lens or the glass, the mirror part, whatever you want to call it. Then we got a passenger side. We believe this is Dakota. Power mirror for a passenger side Dakota. I'm going to run the part number and verify that once I get that far. Right now, I'm just trying to get stuff out of the car. And then, I believe, looking at this mirror, I believe this is Shadow. It looks like Shadow to me, but it may be four-door Lebaron or Spirit. I don't know. I'm going to, again, run this number. If you run this number on the end of the wiring harness, it'll tell you what it fits. I didn't get that far. My phone was really acting goofy. It's been acting goofy for the last 2 days, and it was really hard to look parts up, but I can go by visual. I kind of have a good idea of what's what. So here's a driver's side mirror for a two-door L body, and again, looking at that, it looks like it's probably used, but again, it's, this stuff, they don't make it no more, so you take it when you find it. But this one is brand new. This one here was actually in the box, and there's the part number. But the box, as you can see, yeah, that's what I was meaning by when the raccoons and mice got in there and just ate all the boxes. They were hungry on that one. But almost everything was here. Some of the small, like the little nut that attaches this to the inside of the door panel, was missing. Actually, the screws that attach the bracket to here are missing. But those are minor, in my opinion, because that stuff's all hidden. You don't see it anyhow. This is what's important. This is the cover that goes over there, goes over the mirror like that, the bracket. And then the knob cover goes over the control knob. And then the actual mirror itself. Now, it's dirty, but you can see it's brand new. Never been put on a car. So that's a nice little piece. So we'll get that back out in circulation. Somebody's going to need that eventually. This here I found is a minor piece, but it's still an NOS window crank. Black one. So this would fit like 84, 5, maybe newer Daytona, Shadow, I think Dakota. Pretty much all of them that had black. So that's a nice one. And then get this cardboard, this thing closed back up. And then this, I believe, again, my phone wasn't working right, but it's the wedge, and I think it's for the lift gate of a Daytona. It might also fit other cars. It might fit Shadow, or it might even be Caravan. I don't know. The price was right, so we took it. An NOS door handle bezel. This is for Shadow, and I think the Dakotas are the same. So that's a good piece. We sell those pretty easily. And then this is, I don't remember what all this is actually. Oh, this I think is I think that's neon. I think that's a neon outside door handle. It's white. It's probably the passenger side because it has where the lock is. But either way, that would be a nice piece to take to Carlisle. And then this was a cool little find. It's not much value per se, but I thought they were neat regardless. But these are NOS splash guards for New Yorker. And then we have 2 for Plymouth Voyagers. And then we have 3 Chargers. So again, they're not a whole lot of value, but they're still cool nonetheless. And I think this one is kind of open. I think there's only 3 in there for some reason. We'll go through it later. Pretty nice leather steering wheel. It's used, and it really needs cleaned up pretty good. But to me, the cream of the crop is this piece. This is a 1987 Plymouth Voyager and Sundance picture. And it's got your typical 80s fake wood border. But you can see it's tore here and tore down here. This can be somehow re-glued. So you'll just have a little spot there and there that it's torn. But still, the fact that it is even still around is amazing. And then there's these. I don't know what you call them. They're a sign. But they got chains. And the way he explained it was the chain would hang from the ceiling. And then this is my favorite piece. Would go in between those. So it would hang down. But this has got the 89 LeBaron Coupe Convertible. Of course, if you know me, you know that's my favorite. I just wish it was red. And then it's got the Plymouth Sundance, the Voyager, and Grand Voyager. But you can see it's definitely, taking its beating. But still, my main focus is that right there. That is the prettiest Chrysler ever built. And then on this side, they got the all-new for 89 Plymouth Acclaim. And it's unfortunate this is the better of the 2 sides, but that's all right. So, all in all, it wasn't a huge find like we've had before. But like I said, I'm putting this stuff away, so you're going to watch me bend over upside down doing this. We'll take what we can find. And, if we can keep finding this stuff, that's so awesome. So, we're going to not work on anything tonight. I think we'll spend the evening with the wife. I think she's wanting to go do something maybe. I don't know yet. Haven't gotten that far. So I did get notification, and I sent a message to somebody who may have more NOS stuff about an hour away from us, waiting to get a response from that. So we'll see what that pans out. And then we are going to go back down to the place that we was at last night. There's some more parts that I wasn't sure what they fit. So I took pictures of the part numbers and I verified what they are, what they fit. And I already told him that, you know, I wanted these. And then we're going to go back down. There was some other pieces there that we put our name on, but they're kind of buried or still being used that we're going to end up with too. So we'll go over more of that when we get to there. So in the meantime, it's a beautiful evening. It's almost October, so let's keep this going. The weather's beautiful right now. So until tomorrow morning, got 2 gentlemen supposed to come for parts. So for the night, we're going to call it a night, and we'll check in tomorrow. All right, it's Tuesday the following week. I didn't post last week's video because it was kind of boring. So this week's video, I'm going to try to add a little more to it just to make some content. So the plan tomorrow, Wednesday, is we have another, I thought it was a closed dealership, but I'm thinking that it was a gentleman that owned a dealership at one time and then either retired or sold it, whatever, and then kept all these parts. I don't think there's going to be a bunch of NOS stuff. I don't know. We're going up there tomorrow to find out. And then Friday, as of right now, as of making this on Tuesday, supposed to have 2 people come for parts Friday night. Saturday, I think we're going to go to a car show. The first car show of the year. Here it is, almost October. But today, got a couple packages in the mail. And yeah, I'm kind of excited. It's late in the year. I'm hoping to get this done, but we'll see. You can see auto tops. So this is the convertible top for the Dakota. I don't have the lights on in here. I just finished mowing and weed eating, so I'm about to call it a night. So there's a new top, and then this package is all the hardware. It's supposed to be the cables and whatnot for that. So kind of putting the cart before the horse to an extent. But the plan is, well, the plan was, what I was hoping was to get the top put on the truck before we put it away for winter. This way, at least it was stored with a new good top. I still don't know if that's going to happen. So, you know, life's busy, and that's not a 10-minute job. Never done one before, so it's going to probably take probably a couple of days. I don't know for sure. Said I've never done it, but also we received a few more packages. So this is an air filter, plug wires, and I believe this is the power steering belt for this truck as well. So again, kind of putting the cart before the horse in that by putting all new parts on it and then putting it away for winter. But hopefully, you know, again, I can get this thing on the road before the snow starts flying. We'll see. I've got a hot mess on top of it. I still got to clean all this stuff off and then clear out everything that's currently residing in the bed. A lot of this is going to end up in junk. So it is what it is. Didn't do anything else tonight. We got some parts we got to go ship here in a little bit. Trying to think. We sold some more parts off the Dakota. We sold the, what did I sell? What did we sell? Well, shucks. Now I can't remember. Oh, the fog light covers. And, what else did they buy? My goodness. I can't remember now. The fog light covers and, something else. I don't remember what it was. My mind is leaving me now. I'm going. Anyways, sold that stuff over the weekend. It left here Monday. And then I've got a gentleman supposed to pay Thursday for the mirror and battery tray from this truck. So we're getting pieces and bits and pieces of it sold. I still have some more stuff to do. We did work on last week front bumpers off. Radiator support is literally held in with a bolt here and a bolt there, I believe. And then that can come off. Why am I keeping it off? Well, it's going to be easier to pull the engine and transmission if I go that far. So either way, it's going to come off. So we got the steering column lowered. Oh, that's what it was, the rear view mirror. So they bought the fog light covers and the rear view mirror. And originally what I thought was the wire ran up through these spots where the holes are and then down the A-pillar, and it was plugged in back here behind the dash. So the easiest thing to do was just to remove the upper bolts for the dash and get it out, and I could get that wire out. But what I discovered was there was also a plug at the mirror. So I did all that extra work for nothing. It's not a big deal. I shipped the wire with the mirror, so in case they need it, they've got it. If they don't, then they have extra. I don't know. That's about it. Worked on this for a while. Saturday morning before customers came to buy parts or pick up parts they'd already paid, and then just keep tinkering on it, hoping to get this thing done and gone here in the next week or two. But time will tell. We'll see what happens between now and then. But for now, say hi, Mama Cat. Mama Cat's hanging out on the roof of the Dakota. She's saying hi. She needs to get her pets in. So, all right, let's see what we can find tomorrow night, and we'll go from there. All right, so it's Wednesday night. We got, I'm about to go pick up my buddy. Never mind this car beeping for some reason. Go pick up my buddy, and we got just over an hour drive to get to our destination. I got to make a phone call to the lady, let her know our ETA. So I'll do that once I get him picked up, and then hopefully we'll find some parts. I don't know. We're going to find out. Like I said last night, don't know what to expect, but you never know until you go. So let's get on the road and let's get this drive done. Well, it is Thursday, and we did go last night, and we bought some things. Was it as much as I was hoping was going to be there? It's all used stuff. Of course, there's some broken, not good stuff in here, but you know, you'll have that. It's how it goes sometimes. So I was there for a while. I don't know, just one of them deals that it's done. So I got to go back up and pick up some bigger parts, some stuff that wouldn't fit in this car. But right now I'm going to unload the car, kind of sort through some of this stuff, show you what we got, and then kind of just go from there and see what the day brings. I'm off today. It's beautiful outside. I might take the wife. We might go do something. I don't know. Or we might stay home. So let me show you what we got. So it's full, but I'll take everything out and then we'll go over what we got in here. All right, so we'll start off with this. This is the rear window out of an 82. It says it's titled 82 Rampage. I don't know why it was taken out, but it's a used. As you can see, the seal has been put on and recut. But I'm guessing 82 to 4 is the same. Either way, it's got the Chrysler logo, so hopefully maybe somebody will need that. Got two Omni, Hell Body, Charger, whatever. Steering columns. I'm going to probably pull the wheels, the horn pad, the trim, the turn signal stock, the ignition switch off each, and scrap the actual column, because I've never sold one of those. But this is probably the jewel of the lot. This is a headlight for a shadow. I believe this is a driver's side, which is for some reason unobtainable. Wiper cowl cover, another washer bottle. We've got a ton of them for nobody. This is a Reliant headlight trim, headlight bezel, and then a storage bin cup holder, but unfortunately it's broke, so that'll go in the scrap bin. 83 and prior cluster, but the bezel itself is broke, but the cluster's still good. It has the clock, it has the tack, so worst case scenario, it'd be good for parts. And then another shadow headlight. And then stuff like this is just stuff that, you know, is worthless. It's all duct work and stuff for like heaters, for the heater box. So overflow bottle, Charger 2-door sill plate, but it's broke on the end, so that's junk. Kick panel, we have a hard time selling those. Trim panel, I think they parted it like an 83 Charger. A couple of center caps, and then seat belts. Those will probably be good. Rear seat side trim. This is just a piece of metal trim. I think it's Reliant. I think there was a Reliant parted at one time too. Some of this stuff is Reliant. Automatic shifter bezel. The kick panel. The shifter knob. And then there's some seat belts down in here. The latches are what's the most valuable parts. And then the parking brake trim and a few miscellaneous pieces. Cargo or a spare tire cover. That's actually in pretty nice shape. More wood grain trim. I believe that's Shadow. Armrest. Hard sail. More headlight trim. This piece is completely broke. Wiper motor cover. Another ashtray. Got a ton of them. Another ashtray. And then this box has just got some miscellaneous. There's a motor mount. Bracket. A brake booster with the master cylinder. A couple used wiper motors. Some wiper linkage. Another motor mount. Some hatch stuff. There's the wiper pivot arms. And looks like some windshield trim possibly right here. So anyways, moving on. This box really doesn't have much in it at all. One kick panel and the rest of this, other than maybe, yeah, that's even pretty rough. This box here is pretty much my junk pile. The other Reliant headlight bezel. And this dash panel, I think that's for Reliant. It might be Caravan. Reliant glove box. Some more rear trim panels. Heater box, ductwork, junk. Rear armrest. Some Reliant taillights that are actually in pretty nice shape from what I saw. And then a battery tray. So like I said, nothing like really I'm so glad we found. I mean, there's some pieces that are nice, but a lot of little pieces. And we're gonna get it all downstairs and work on getting it listed. So I can try to get some of this stuff sold so we can work on getting our investment back. Might take me a minute on this one. There's a lot going on around here today. They're working across the street. I don't know what they're doing, and I got the trash guy out here picking up our trash, so it's gonna be noisy. So anyways, we're gonna knock this out, get all this stuff in the basement, and start getting it listed and try to get it sold and get it to its new home. So I don't know what else we're doing today, but we'll get there when we get there. All right, it's Sunday. Didn't video yesterday like I wanted to. You know, I don't know. Sometimes I don't think about videotaping while I'm doing things, but yesterday I was able to take the LeBaron to a car show that's local and hung out with my parents for I don't know, 3-4 hours, whatever it was, and it was nice. I'll include a picture here. So that's their yellow car in the picture. My dad built that car when I was in high school. It is a 1933 Chevy 5-window Master Coupe, and it's got a 68 440 in it, cross ram intake, etc., etc. My dad built that. He literally started with the body, and he built the frame, and he fabricated the suspension and the rear axle and the interior, and you know, it was a home built job, home built hot rod. So anyways, it's always nice to hang out with them, spend a little time with them, and of course, you know, get to see some cars. So, and about, it's a beautiful day, by the way, and the temperature's supposed to change here on Tuesday, a couple days from now. I guess there's a cold front coming in, and It's going to bring cooler temperatures and rain. Not cold, but cooler. So I think they're talking like low 60s. That's okay, because that's still good workable weather. Still able to be outside. And not sweat too bad like we are right now. I guess this is unusual weather for October. But I'll take it. So, anyways. Got a customer, bought a windshield off of us on eBay. They are supposed to be here at around 4. It's, I think, somewhere just after 3 today. And then I have a local friend that actually we bought the black Dakota from. He's supposed to be here around 6 tonight to get the console out of the blue parts truck Dakota. So meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and work on getting the radiator support off, probably the front inner fenders off, and I'm basically trying to work my way down. I've had several people ask me about the rear axle on this truck, which is fine, obviously. The problem is I can't get to it where it sits. I need to get the rear of the truck lifted up off the ground so that I can determine whether or not it's a posi and what gears is in it, etc., etc. And with all this in the way, there's just really no way to get underneath it easily to do that. So I might work on that in the next couple of nights. But today, I think I'm going to work on this inner fender. Here's already loose, and it's rusty and junk. So I'm just going to come back here and probably cut it there. It can go. And then the passenger side inner fender actually doesn't look terrible considering. I might try to unbolt it. I don't know if there's value in them or not. But I might try to unbolt it. I think there's only like 4 bolts that holds it together. So we'll mess with that. And then once we get that done, this off, then we get to work on pulling the engine. I probably wouldn't pull the engine if it wasn't for the fact that I have to basically completely dismantle this thing in order to get rid of what's left. And there isn't going to be much left anyways. So, yeah, it is what it is. So, because I want to get the cab off and the bed off. I've got a mess still to this day. I need to find, and I think I may have found, a junk van that I can fill up with junk. So I'm going to have the bits and pieces from this Dakota. Pretty much it's going to be the frame rail is about it. That's about all I'm not going to try to sell. And obviously the driver's fender that was rusted, and then the driver's inner fender that's rusted. But I've also got some hoods that are junk, trunk lid for Shadow Convertible that is junk. Basically this pile is all junk. I think that hood, that hood is junk. And then if you look, there's 2 or 3 more back in there that are just junk. I just need to get them out of here. And then I'd love to sell this hardcover. This is the Shadow trunk lid. It's junk. And then there's a couple bumper covers back here that can also go in there. This one is sold. It's got to go to Michigan. But these 2 are junk. They can go. Actually, the plain white one goes to this car. So basically, the blue one can go. That hood is decent. I need to get it inside before winter. Oh, get in here. This thing is trashed. I need to get a new one. I got to get all these tires hauled in, but I can't haul the tires because I don't have a truck yet. I still haven't gotten my truck back, so I'm still waiting on that. But we'll get there. It's just a matter of when. I don't know. There's a blue hood back there that I know is junk. But then there's 3 other hoods here that I think are okay. So, I don't know. I said I got to get a van or something in here to try to get some of this stuff out of here. I'd love to get it out of here before winter starts. Well, that sun is bright. That blue door, I don't know if you saw it, if it showed. That's for the GLH. This is another thing that I just can't. I can't get nobody to even show interest in it. I don't know why. So I've wanted to do something for a couple of years now, And my wife was, you know, she didn't see my vision, which is fine. And she was like, I'm not really sure I want to do that. Well, I finally got her to agree to do it for Halloween. So I'll get more in details on that in this next series of videos. So for the day, waiting on customers to get here, and we're just going to start working. I'm going to turn on some music and start working until they show up. And then we'll talk in a little bit.